people, this is Darth11997 coming at you guys with a very special toy review. And this time, it's going to be a review on one of my very treasured figures. The Trendmasters Powered Up Godzilla. Now before I start on this review, I actually want to give a little history. If you want to skip this little history, skip to this portion of the video. I'll give you 5 seconds. Okay. Now, the reason why this is my cherished figure ever is because this is supposed to represent the 1990s Godzilla, and Trendmasters tweaked up the design a little bit to make him look more ferocious, and I love that they did this. Why? Because we all know Godzilla 90s kind of looks like and the deal is, I grew up with
Godzilla 90s
with that Godzilla. Now, unfortunately, Bandai has only made, figures based off of his movie incarnation, which unfortunately has barely any resemblance to the one I grew up with. And growing up as a kid, I always wanted a figure of that Godzilla 90s that I grew up with in that game, along with Godzilla Save the Earth. And about 1 year ago, I found this on eBay for $20. Yes, $20. That is one just flippin' steal. So, now how about we get on to this review now. Now this figure is made by Trendmasters, not Bandai. So there are some tweaked up designs. Like his muscles are ripped, really big and buff. His eyes are actually all plain red, kind of like the GMK Godzilla, but instead of plain white, it's plain red. He has some fangs. His spines are blue, and that was one of the resemblances. It's basically this whole thing, and he's also skinnier than the movie incarnation, green with, and if you hide him in the showers, he's black with skinny and blue spines. That just resembles my Godzilla dream toy enough. That's why I cherish this. It's almost like this is my dream toy, and also he has ridges almost like a suit, which is really good, really great in detail. One thing I kind of don't like is you can see the spines here. You can't see it on this camera, but in real life, you can see some guy just painted this, which is kind of everything has to be painted, but it's kind of painted a little poorly on the top. I'm sorry, I had to cough really bad. In terms of articulation, his head can go 360 degrees. His arms can go 360. His legs can go 360, but you have to move the arms up to do so. The tail can go 360. The tail is able to be separated so it can fit in its box. And I'm not going to show the box because I'm not going to spend any time on the box, okay? But just look up the boxes on Google Images, because they do look really cool, but I'm not going to spend any time on it. It's a waste. So anyways, also the feet look really nice, and that's basically it, review of the figure. Now the reason why this is called Power Up Godzilla is he has armor that he can put up, and just let me put him on him. Oh yeah! It's Dino Riders, baby! Okay, so this is basically him with his ultra armor. Basically off to fight, according to the concept of Godzilla Wars, fight King Ghidorah and Space Godzilla. And, armor, missile launchers, a 4-foot awesome cannon. Things to protect his legs. I wish there was some tail armor. A little helmet. Now, according to the concept, This thing can detach and fly off as like a separate fighting jet. Neat concept, but I like to think of it as like the Super X Mach 4. You know, only functioning to destroy Godzilla, just like in the movies. And now, sizing. Okay, now let's compare him with the main villain of Godzilla Destroy Monsters Melee, who, in this case, is the SH Monster Arts Mechagodzilla 2. This sizing, I think, is pretty accurate. I mean, the only problem is this is labeled as a 6-inch figure, but it goes a little bit over 6 inches. This is also labeled as a 6-inch figure, and it's perfectly matched with 6 inches. And that might cause a problem with a few of your Bandai figures, but in this case, I think it might be a little bit accurate. I mean, I think I recall from seeing a tour review of the SH Monster Arts Godzilla that it is this high compared to him, and it was labeled accurate. And yes, I've seen the movie. I think this is accurate, but maybe Godzilla should be like equal size with him. But I've seen the movie, and from what I see, I think this is pretty accurate. Alright, let's compare him with someone else. Now, how about Gigan? Oh man, this sizing is not really that good. Godzilla's supposed to be like here compared to Gigan, and I mean, this is just off. I'm sorry, but I don't like the scaling. Well, who knows, maybe I might be wrong, maybe it is kind of accurate, but I recall Godzilla being like here. So, no, this sizing doesn't work. Now, how about Anguirus? Okay, this sizing is actually accurate. And Anguirus might be a little, might have to be a little bit like this, but it's not too bad. I think it's accurate. And finally, let's compare him with his pretty popular adversary, part of the Big Five, King Ghidorah. Okay, this scaling, both good and bad. A lot of the problem with the Bandai figures is Godzilla is only supposed to go like up to the necks. So King Ghidorah is supposed to be like a huge, take the camera back a bit, like a huge monster. Man, I'm sorry about shaky cameras. But the reason why this is also good is because this is definitely more accurate than any average Bandai Godzilla figure would go to this guy. So this is both good and bad. So that's it for this review. I give this figure an overall 11 out of 10 because it gets an extra point for being my cherished childhood dream toy. So, see you guys.